podcast. I'm Julie, and today I'll be talking to you about sleep and dreams. Until the 1950s, most people thought of sleep as a passive, boring part of our daily lives. We now know that our brains are very active during sleep. Sleep affects our daily function and our physical and mental health in many ways that we're just beginning to understand. Nerve signaling chemicals called neurotransmitters control whether we are asleep or awake by acting on different groups of nerve cells or neurons in the brain. Neurons in the brainstem, which connects the brain with the spinal cord, produce neurotransmitters such as serotonin and norepinephrine that keep some parts of the brain active while we are asleep. Other neurons at the base of the brain become signaling as we fall asleep. These neurons appear to switch off the signals that keep us awake. Research also affects a chemical called adenosine builds up in our blood while we are awake and causes drowsiness. This chemical gradually breaks down while we sleep. You may ask, why is sleep good for you? Sleep keeps your heart healthy. Heart attacks and strokes are more likely to occur during the early morning hours, and lack of sleep has been associated with worsening blood pressure and cholesterol, which can later lead to heart disease and stroke. Sleep also may prevent cancer. Light exposure reduces melatonin levels that regulates the sleep-wake cycle. Melatonin can protect against cancer and suppress the growth of tumors. Sleep reduces stress. When your body sleep deficient, it goes into a state of stress and puts you on high alert, causes high blood pressure, and the production of stress hormones. Sleep reduces inflammation as well. The increase in stress hormones increases the level of inflammation in your body, which causes a greater risk for heart-related conditions, as well as cancer and diabetes, and this can cause your body to deteriorate as we age. Sleep makes you more alert as well. Being engaged and active not only feels great, but increases your chances for another good night's sleep. When you awake feeling refreshed, use that energy to get out into the day and do active things. Sleep improves your memory as well. Sleep plays an important role in a process called memory consolidation. During sleep, your body may be resting, but your brain is busy processing your day, making connections between events, sensory input, feelings, and memories. Deep sleep is a very important time for your brain to make memories and links. Sleep may help you lose weight as well. Researchers have found that people who sleep less than 7 hours per night are more likely to be overweight or obese. Lack of sleep impacts the balance of hormones in the body that affect appetite. Napping makes you smarter as well. Napping during the day is an effective, refreshing alternative to caffeine that is good for your overall health. A study of 24,000 adults showed that people who nap several times a week had a lower risk of dying from heart disease. People who nap also have lower levels of stress. It improves memory, cognitive function, and mood. Sleep may reduce your risk for depression as well. Sleep impacts many chemicals in your body, including serotonin. People with serotonin deficiencies are more likely to suffer from depression. Sleep helps the body repair itself too. Your body is hard at work repairing damage caused by stress, ultraviolet rays, and other harmful exposure while you are asleep. Your cells produce more protein while you are sleeping, allowing them to repair damage. Sleep repair is necessary for our nervous systems to work properly. Too little sleep leaves us drowsy and unable to concentrate the next day. If sleep deprivation continues, hallucinations and mood swings may develop. Without sleep, neurons may become so depleted in energy or so polluted with byproducts of normal cellular activities they begin to malfunction. Sleep also may give the brain a chance to exercise important neuronal connections that might otherwise deteriorate from a loss of activity. Many of the body's cells also show increased production and reduced breakdown of proteins during deep sleep. Since proteins are the building blocks needed for cell growth and for repair of damage from factors like stress and ultraviolet rays, deep sleep may truly be beauty sleep. Now there are 4 stages of sleep that occur, which include non-REM, and REM sleep. During stage 1, which is light sleep, we drift into and out of sleep and can be awakened easily. Our eyes move very slowly and muscle activity slows. People awakened from stage 1 sleep often remember fragmented visual images. Many also experience sudden muscle contractions called hypnotic myoclonia, often preceded by a sensation of starting to fall. We enter stage 2 sleep, our eye movements stop and our brain moves becomes slower with occasional bursts of rapid waves called sleep spindles. In stage 3, we have extremely slow brain waves called delta waves and begin to appear interspersed with smaller, faster waves. During deep sleep stages of non-REM, the body repairs and regrows tissues, builds bone and muscle, and strengthens the immune system. The 4th stage, we switch into REM sleep. Our breathing becomes more rapid, irregular, and shallow. Our eyes drift rapidly in various directions, and our limbs become temporarily paralyzed. Our heart rate increases and our blood pressure rises. When people awaken during REM sleep, they often describe bizarre neurological tales or dreams. The first REM sleep period usually occurs 70 to 90 minutes after we fall asleep. Complete cycle takes about 90 to 110 minutes. As the night progresses, REM sleep periods increase in length while deep sleep decreases. While we are sleeping in the REM stage, we dream, and some current theories suggest that dreaming is a component and form of memory processing, aiding in the consolidation of learning and short-term memory to long-term memory storage. An extension of waking consciousness, reflecting the experience of waking life, a means by which the mind works through difficult, complicating, unsettling thoughts, emotions, and experiences to achieve psychological and emotional balance. The brain responding to biochemical changes and electrical impulses that occur during sleep, a form of consciousness that unites past, present, and future processing information from the first two and preparing for the third. A protective act by the brain to prepare itself to face threats, dangers, and challenges. There is not likely ever to be a simple answer or a single theory that explains the full role of dreaming of human life. Biological, cognitive, psychological, it is very likely that dreaming may serve important functions in each of these realms. Like sleep, dreams are vulnerable to disruptions from problems with mental and physical health. There are a number of conditions like depression that may affect dreams that can make dreams more difficult and disturbing. Why we dream so in the behavioral sciences greatest unanswered questions. Researchers have offered many theories, but the answer is still unknown. Earlier I told you why sleep is good for us, so what do dreams do for us? We dream to practice responses to threatening situations. Ever notice that most dreams have blood-surging urgency to them? In dreams, we often find ourselves naked in public, or being chased, fighting an enemy, or sinking in quicksand. Our amygdala, the fight-or-flight piece in our brain, fires more than normal when we're in REM sleep. In REM sleep, the brain fires in similar ways as it does when it's specifically threatened for survival. Dreams create wisdom as well. Dreams sort through memories to determine which ones to retain and which to lose. Sleep is the process through which we separate the memories worth encoding in long-term memory from those worth losing. Dreaming is like defragmenting your hard drive. When we sleep, the brain fires much more randomly and induces this random scouring for new connections that allow us to lose certain pathways and create new, potentially useful ones. Dreams are also like psychotherapy. What about the emotion in dreams? In dreams, we deal with emotional content in a safe place, making connections that we would not make if left to our more critical defensive brains. In this sense, dreaming is like therapy. Also, there is the absence of theory. Of course, others argue that dreams have no meaning at all. They are random firing of the brain that don't happen to be constant at a time. Next, we'll talk about nightmares. Nightmares are one of the most unpleasant aspects of dreaming. Nightmares are dreams that are terrifying to the dreamer, sometimes so much so that they awaken the dreamer. If you experience some kind of traumatic event, the chances that you will experience a nightmare soon after increase significantly. Nightmares most often occur in REM episodes that occur toward the early mornings. It suggests that the biology of REM facilitates the nightmare. There are some steps, however, that can help conquer nightmares if you have trouble with them. First, put your worries to rest when you put your head down to rest. As much as possible, try to clear your head of the day's annoyances and unpleasant events. Focus on positive. Watch for rumination and catastrophizing tendencies. If, in general, you tend to think about negative events and feelings in your life and blow them out of proportion, try to stop yourself when they arise. Examine your tendency to have experiences that are actually negative. You will, of course, have more negative emotions associated with high-risk behaviors because they do cause problems. If you have a nightmare, don't catastrophize them. The nightmares that stick with you the following day may contain horrendous images. Dreams do not predict the future. Learn to distinguish an actual from a waking nightmare. Once you realize that you may actually be awake when you think you are asleep, you can benefit by understanding that you're allowing your negative emotions to cascade. Identifying your negative emotions can be the first step to changing them, whether you're fully or only half awake. So finally, a very well-known psychologist, Sigmund Freud, also has some theories about dreams. Freud considered dreams to be a royal road to the unconscious, as it is in dreams that the ego's defenses are lowered, and so that some of the repressed material comes to awareness, but in distorted form. Dreams perform important functions for the unconscious mind, serve as valuable clues to understand the unconscious mind, how it operates. Freud distinguished between the manifest content, what the dreamer remembers, the latent content, the symbolic meaning of the dream. The manifest content is often based on the events of the day. The process whereby the underlying wish is translated into the manifest content is also called dream work. The purpose of dream work is to transform the forbidden wish to a non-threatening form, thus reducing anxiety and allowing us to continue sleeping. Dream work involves the process of condensation, displacement, and secondary elaboration. The process of condensation is the joining of two or more ideas into one. For example, a dream about a man may be a dream about one's father or one's lover. Displacement takes place when we transform the person or object we are really concerned about to someone else. Secondary elaboration occurs when the unconscious mind strings together wishful images in a logical order of events, further obscuring the latent content. So that's what I need to about sleep and dreams. Thank you for your time.